Hey everyone, today we're going to check out Ann Arbor by bike. Ann Arbor has some beautiful rides for all skill levels. In this video, we'll show you a few favorites. These 3 rides are presented in order of difficulty, from shortest and easiest, to intermediate, to longest and most challenging. We'll start at the top. Oh, but first, some quick tips. These rides take place in real life, of course, so you'll want to make sure that your bike's in good working order, that you ride safe and wear your helmet, and fuel up with water and snacks. One more tip, there's no rush to finish any of these rides. They're not races, so let's take our time out there and have fun. Our first ride starts in Gallup Park, which is set along the beautiful Huron River about 4 miles northeast of downtown Ann Arbor. There's plenty of parking in Gallup Park south of the river along Gallup Park Road, which is steps away from where this bike ride starts. From beginning to end, this ride is about 5 miles, 2.5 out, 2.5 back. The Gallup Park pathway here is part of the Border to Border Trail, a non-motorized pathway that connects cities, parks, and many destinations throughout Washtenaw County. This ride is nice and mellow, a perfect one for beginning bike riders or people simply looking for a relaxed, scenic route. It's suitable for all types of bikes because it's mostly all paved with just one short section over a somewhat bumpy wooden bridge. It's an easy path to follow too. Just keep bearing right on your way out and keep bearing left on the way back. Easier to follow than the yellow brick road. Now, the destination on the way out is Parker Mill County Park. You'll actually part ways with the Border to Border Trail. Again, keep bearing right. You'll cross the Huron River over that wooden bridge, roll down a gentle but exciting hill, and you're there. Welcome to Parker Mill County Park. Get off your bike, stretch your legs, have a snack, explore one of the short nearby trails, run around, and when you're ready, saddle up and head back to Gallup Park. You probably noticed what isn't along this route. No cars, no trucks, nothing motorized. That's worth highlighting because sharing routes with these vehicles isn't without risk and can be intimidating. We'll discuss this a bit more later. You will share this route with many other people though, especially on a nice sunny weekend day, so make room for others by staying to the right and passing on the left. There's a lot to love about this ride. Here's what some other riders had to say about it.
So we just arrived here from our bike ride. We started at Gallup Park and rode here to Parker Mills Park. It's a nice little ride, really easy, completely paved. You can park at the far end of Gallup Park where the kids' play structure is. You start there and just follow the route right along, right up here. It's short. It's maybe a couple of miles. It doesn't take too long. The trail continues. You can go further up and continue on to Manifest Botanical Gardens if you want. It was a quiet ride, not too many people, and pretty, really pretty along the river.
Hi, it's Graham here. I just finished the Gallup Park to Parker Mill ride. This is a very nice ride. Very nice views of the river. Parker Mill is really nice too. The actual ride time is about half an hour, but you'll probably want to stop, take a look at the river, and then once you get to Parker Mill, it's always fun to take a look at the buildings there, go on some of the side trails. There are bike racks there, so you can park your bike and walk the trails. Again, just a really nice, easy ride. It's all paved. There are a lot of people who use it, so be prepared to share it with other bikers and pedestrians, but otherwise, really nice. Enjoy.
So I just did the Gallup Park to Parker Mill County Park loop. It's about 5 miles. It was gorgeous, completely paved the entire way. There was one part where you go by a wastewater treatment plant that is a little bit stinky, but you go by it so fast. The entire loop, it's 2.5 miles there, 2.5 miles back, so only about 5 miles round trip, so it goes by like a breeze. And once you get to Parker Mill, there's some picnic tables. You can stop and have a picnic. It's lovely. Highly recommend.
The path was real paved.
Paved?
Yeah.
It was newly paved?
Yeah, and a newly paved. Yeah, it was a smooth ride.
Did it take a long time?
Not too long.
Okay. What did you like about this
I
ride?
looked like a monkey when I did it. See you later. Bye-bye.
So to recap, Gallup Park to Parker Mill County Park and back is a short ride with a smooth path. The route's easy to follow, meaning it's hard to get lost. There's a nice destination, and cars aren't allowed on the riding path. Great, let's check out our second ride now. Our second ride starts in downtown Ann Arbor's Kerrytown area and heads about 10 miles northwest to the town of Dexter before it returns to Ann Arbor along the exact same route. It's about 20 miles in total. But first, we need to talk briefly about sharing the road with cars and trucks, because you'll do that here. It can be stressful. The number one rule is use your common sense. Bikes are considered traffic in the state of Michigan and have the same rights and responsibilities as motorists do. Be visible, be predictable, and obey the road laws. You can find more info about safe bike riding in the video description. Let's get underway. Most of this route hugs the beautiful Huron River. To access it, you'll head west from Kerrytown, then turn north along Main Street. Main Street gets busy, but traffic is much lighter at certain times, like in the morning on a weekend. Ride on the right, but give yourself a little buffer space between yourself and the curb in case you need to avoid something in the road. You might be tempted to ride on the sidewalk, but they have their own hazards, and you're far less visible to motorists there. Main Street will split in two, and you'll turn left to access Huron River Drive. Take care on this turn. Motorists are decelerating from the highway and can come quickly around the bend. That stretch was probably the most stressful part of the ride. From here on, things get much easier and much prettier as you ride along the river. If schlepping your bike in a vehicle is an option, you could start your bike ride here at Barton Park. Or if you'd like to avoid Main Street on a bike, you can get to Huron River Drive via an alternate route. Check the link in the video description. There's more than one way to crack an egg. As you can see, this is a nice, longer scenic ride. It's moderately hilly at points. The route is smooth, so it's suitable for skinny and thick tires alike. Watch for gravel along the road shoulder. Try to ride over the railroad tracks at a 90-degree angle so your wheel doesn't get stuck. You'll work up a nice sweat before Huron River Drive intersects with Zeeb Road, at which point you can cross the street and get on a new section of the border-to-border trail, which will carry you the rest of the way to Dexter. The B2B is a work in progress. Learn more at the link in the video description. Here's Dexter Huron Metro Park, an alternate start point if you want a shorter ride. This is a lush green ride in mid-September, but by the time you see this, the colors might have changed. The B2B takes you directly into Dexter. Now you have a good choice. You can turn left here on Central Street, where you'll soon reach Monument Park and a picturesque little downtown. Or you could turn right and stop at Dexter Cider Mill. Either way is a good call. Then simply retrace your route to head back to Kerrytown. Here's what other riders had to say about this ride.
Here we are in historic Kerrytown at the beginning of our excursion. And here is my riding companion, my sister, Erin. She's happy to be along. Any words before we get started?
Let's do this right. My favorite part was all of the nature. It was along the river and we saw cranes and hawks, not like cranes, but like the animal
Yes?
with wings. And yes, some of it was easy riding, some of it wasn't so easy riding. The sunshine helps, beautiful houses, and wonderful. But my favorite part was being with you.
Overall, the historic kerrytown to Dexter City Metropolis bicycle passageway is a delight. Be sure to wear your helmet and bring along a mask if you want to chill at the Dexter cider mill at the halfway point. Otherwise, enjoy the marshes and shrubbery and boardwalks and birds as you hit the dusty trail.
Hi, it's Evelyn. I just got back from doing the ride to and back from Dexter, and that is such a great ride. I love it so much. You should definitely do it if you're out there wondering about fun places to bike in Ann Arbor. I got to see a bunch of cool wildlife, including 2 deer that jumped like right in front of us on Huron River Drive, and so that was beautiful. And also I love seeing all the muskrats working on their homes in the river, and then you can kind of track those through the winter. Lots of people out, you know, kayaking, biking. If you're a driver, please be careful on Huron River Drive. I know there's more traffic there right now than usual, more car traffic, so just be aware of that if you go on this route, that because of where they're doing construction, there's more cars than usual. But it's a great ride, and also Dexter Cider Mill is open right now. So we biked down, we got cider and donuts, and then we just got right back on the border-to-border trail and went back to the park and ate right by the river, which was really great, and just felt really safe, like we were able to have a spot where there wasn't anybody around, so I'd recommend it.
To recap, the Kerrytown Dexter ride offers a longer scenic trip. The ride is fairly smooth with another easy-to-follow route, and this ride unlocks the wonders of Dexter. Solid. Now let's check out our third and final ride. Let's talk about the Dirthammer. Okay, these images aren't from the Dirthammer ride, but according to the great book Dirt Road Washtenaw, the Dirthammer got its name from the Ann Arbor Velo Club, which uses this ride to train for cyclocross season. We won't be training for races today, but it's nice to know that's an option. The Dirthammer is a fun, scenic loop along dirt and gravel roads north of town. The route also starts at Ann Arbor's Kerrytown, and from there you'll follow Main Street north and turn left onto Huron River Drive, just like you were heading to Dexter. Then you'll turn right onto Maple Road and ride across the train tracks, over the Huron, up a hill toward the dirt. You might like to know that this is the largest hill along the route. You'll get to ride it in the opposite direction too, but downhills don't come for free. This ride is great because it feels rural without being too remote. Although you'll share all the roads on this loop with motor vehicles, and there are some short paved sections, traffic is usually light, so it's possible to relax and enjoy the scenery. And the scenery is wonderful. I always return from this ride with my spirits lifted. It truly feels like you've escaped from town without actually traveling too far from home. Depending on the weather, dirt roads might be rough and bumpy or somewhat mushy and muddy in places, so this ride is best on a bike with thicker tires. This route isn't too complicated, but it does have several turns, so it's a good idea to study the map beforehand and bring a cue sheet with you. Fix it to your bike stem with a little zip tie and a mini clip. You might bring another device along with you just in case. The loop on this route starts at Webster Church. From here, you can either head north along Webster Church Road or continue west along Farrell Road. You can easily modify this route to make it a little longer or shorter. After you've made the northern loop, double back toward Huron River Drive and downtown Ann Arbor. Here's what other riders thought of the Dirthammer.
Hi everybody, I'm Elizabeth, and I just got back from an awesome, about 25-mile bike ride on the northwestish side of Ann Arbor, and I would highly recommend this ride. It was absolutely beautiful on many dirt roads. It felt very much in the country, but not too remote. I actually saw 4 other cyclists. Oh, I saw turkeys and deer, and there's lots of cool houses and farms to look at as you're going. And I was thinking to myself that it would be really great to do this ride sometime in the fall, because a lot of the roads that you're on have trees that reach all the way across, and I just imagine that when it's peak color that they are going to be just absolutely stunning. And I do have a hybrid bike, so mine's a kind of combination road bike, mountain bike, so that worked well for me. I would caution you, if you have just a road bike, there's some loose stone. And then lastly, I wanted to mention that if you wanted to tack on a little bit of extra, you could go to Independence Lake County Park. I think that's what it's called. So if you wanted to pack a picnic lunch or just go check that out, you could easily add that on to this ride.
So I just got back from the Dirthammer route. It's about 25 miles, left early this morning around 8:30. Made good time, did it in about 2 hours. The route's great. It takes you through some great country. Most of it, or a lot of it, is unpaved, and some of the road is a little bit rough and washboardy, but most of it's packed pretty well. So it's a beautiful day. It's great to be out, and it's a great route. Not too many hills, which is really nice. Just enough to break the ride up. And I got to wear my fancy bike pants, so that's always a plus, I guess. So anyway, Dirthammer gets a thumbs up.
So to recap, the Dirthammer is rural but accessible, with a peaceful and scenic setting throughout. It has dirt roads that might be bumpy or somewhat muddy, and the route can be modified to be longer or shorter. Thanks for watching. We hope this video inspired you to explore and enjoy Ann Arbor on a bike, whichever route you choose. Find map links to all the bike rides in this video's description. Ride safe and enjoy!